You know, sometimes life throws you into situations that completely change how you understand intimacy and connection. I want to share something personal with you today. Something that taught me more about sexual health and relationships than any book ever could. It was about 3 years ago. I was driving back from a business trip late at night on the highway. My car started making this horrible noise, engine trouble, middle of nowhere. I pulled over, frustrated, wondering what to do next. That's when I saw him. This guy, maybe 28, built like he lived at the gym. Seriously, the kind of physique you see on fitness magazines. He pulled over, asked if I needed help. Genuine concern in his voice. We got talking. He offered me a ride to the nearest town. During that drive, something unexpected happened. We connected. Not just physically attracted, but actually connecting. The conversation flowed. There was chemistry. And by the time we reached that small highway motel, we both knew we didn't want the night to end. Now here's where this story gets real, and why I'm telling you this. We got a room. The anticipation was intense. I mean, look at this guy. Confidence radiating from every muscle. You'd think everything would be perfect. But when things started getting intimate, something changed. His confidence disappeared. He couldn't maintain an erection. He tried, but his body just wasn't cooperating. The frustration on his face was heartbreaking. He kept apologizing, looking away, almost panicking. And that's when I realized something profound. This incredibly fit, objectively attractive man was struggling with something that had nothing to do with his body. We stopped. We just talked instead. And what he shared with me that night opened my eyes to something so many men deal with in silence. He told me he'd been working out obsessively for years. 6 days a week, intense training, strict diet, supplements, the whole routine. On the outside, he looked unstoppable. But inside, he was exhausted, physically drained, mentally burnt out. He'd been overtraining without proper recovery. His testosterone levels had crashed. He wasn't sleeping well because he was so focused on his next workout. His diet was so restrictive that he wasn't getting essential nutrients his body needed for hormone production. But here's the thing that really got me: the psychological pressure. He felt like because he looked this certain way, he had to perform at some superhuman level. Every intimate moment became a test. Every time, he was worried about living up to expectations. His own expectations. What he thought others expected. That pressure, it was crushing him. Research shows us something really important here. Sexual performance isn't just about physical fitness. It's about balance. Studies indicate that overtraining can actually suppress testosterone production. When your body is in constant stress mode from excessive exercise without recovery, it prioritizes survival over reproduction. Sleep deprivation affects erectile function significantly. Expert discussions consistently point out that men need quality sleep for healthy hormone regulation. He was getting maybe 5 hours a night. Nutrition matters too. Restrictive diets, especially those extremely low in healthy fats, can impact hormone production. Your body needs certain fats to create testosterone and other essential hormones. And then there's the mental component. Performance anxiety is real. When someone puts pressure on themselves, when they're constantly worried about whether they'll perform well, that anxiety actually triggers stress responses in the body. Blood flow gets redirected. The very thing they're trying to make happen becomes harder to achieve. So what's the solution? Based on what we discussed that night and what I've learned since, it comes down to several key areas. First, recovery is not laziness. Rest days aren't optional, they're essential. Your body needs time to repair, rebuild, and rebalance hormones. Training 7 days a week without breaks isn't strength, it's sabotage. Second, sleep is non-negotiable. 7 to 9 hours consistently. Not just for performance in bed, but for overall health. Hormone production happens during sleep. Skip it and everything suffers. Third, Nutrition needs to support your goals. That means adequate healthy fats, enough calories, proper micronutrients. Extreme restriction might change how you look, but it can destroy how you function. Fourth, and this is huge, mental health matters just as much as physical health. Learning to let go of performance pressure. Understanding that intimacy isn't a competition or a test. It's connection. It's being present. Sometimes it means being vulnerable enough to say, I'm struggling, instead of forcing something that isn't happening. That night, we didn't have sex, but we had something maybe more valuable. Real conversation, real connection. He left that motel room with some perspective. I saw him months later, actually. He'd made changes, reduced training intensity, started prioritizing sleep, worked with someone on the mental side of things. He told me everything had improved, not just sexually, but his energy, his mood, his entire quality of life. If you're someone who's experienced this, or you're worried about it, understand this. Your worth isn't measured by one night or one moment. Performance issues are usually signals. Your body trying to tell you something's out of balance. From research and expert discussions, the path forward involves looking at the whole picture. Physical health, yes, but also mental health, stress management, relationship dynamics, communication. I've covered these topics in much more depth inside my men's relationship course, where we break down the psychology, the physiology, and practical approaches to building genuine confidence and connection. But the main message? You're not broken. You're human. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is ask for help, make changes, and give yourself permission to be imperfect. That one night on the highway taught me that real strength isn't about muscles or performance. It's about honesty, self-awareness, and the courage to grow.